find yourself in another part of the world, and you may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile, and you may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife, and you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, once in a lifetime, water flowing underground. And you may ask yourself.
And suddenly, in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week, you have found yourself once again stumbling upon Butch Maxwell's Complete Waste of Airtime here at 2 o'clock on the Watchdog Network. I'm Butch Maxwell, host of the show. Glad you're along. Got a few things that I'd like to talk about today. It's a kind of a rainy day, right smack in the middle of the first full week of September. But we're looking at things improving over the next few days, and actually going to get a little bit warmer and a little less rain, so looking forward to that. Along for the ride with me today is Wade. Wade's just stepping away from the console for a minute, so I want to make him talk. But I wanted to let you know that we don't have Lola along with us this week, as usual. Lola's off on a well-earned vacation, so but we are being held down here with Wade manning the comm. I got a few things I want to talk about today. And as always, your calls are welcome, 304-214-1600. And you can pipe in on anything. Here's my agenda. Here's things I want to talk about. I do want to touch on the rising COVID cases in the local area, because yes, they are on the rise. And yes, it has actually affected me in a small way. I'll explain that to you. No, I don't have COVID, but it has touched on my life once again, as I'm sure that it probably has you too, so maybe you'll relate to that. I do want to also talk a little bit about the life of the late actor Michael K. Williams, who died over the past couple of days. And probably the big thing, I've got a few other things to talk about too along the way, some local news and stuff like that. But really the big thing I want to talk about is the new Texas law that effectively bans all abortions. I think I'm going to save that for the second half of the show today. So sometime after 2:30, we'll turn our attention to that. So the first part, mostly a potpourri of different things to talk about. And number one on my agenda is the COVID rates. I know we're all kind of sick of talking about it and hearing about it, but it is real. It's an ever-present danger, and we are all having to live with the consequences of dealing with this virus. On Wednesday, today, West Virginia has now reached a record high of confirmed cases of hospitalized patients and confirmed cases of people who are on a ventilator. So either on ICU or ventilator, we've now reached over the threshold from what we got at what we thought would be the height of it in this past winter. According to the DHHR, 252 people are confirmed to be in ICU units in West Virginia. And of those 252, 228 are not vaccinated. 24 are. So yes, you can get COVID if you have been vaccinated. In fact, you can get very sick even if you've been vaccinated. But by far and away, you're much more likely to get COVID if you're not vaccinated. Currently, 132 people in West Virginia are hospitalized on a ventilator, and 11 of the 132 are vaccinated. 121 are not vaccinated. So what does that tell you? I think there's something to this vaccination thing. West Virginia has reported about 1,300 cases on Wednesday, with 18 deaths since the last update, since I talked to you last week. So we've lost 18 souls since this time last week. For the last 5 weeks, there has been a steady stream of positive COVID-19 cases, and just here in Ohio County, the Ohio County Health Department Administrator, Howard Gamble, says positive cases began to escalate even before school started. But in recent years, there's really been a surge. Gamble says the health department is seeing about 20 to 25 new cases every day. He said last week there were 150 new cases in total, and 50 of those were children under the age of 18. Gamble said that very few of those were vaccinated children that were positive. So of those 50, very few were vaccinated. Most of them will have extremely mild symptoms. The problem you run into is that a child can then pass it on to the next person, and that's when we see cases erupting with households. So you see moms and grandparents, aunts and uncles get it as it moves very quickly. According to Gamble, hospitals are seeing mostly unvaccinated people with COVID, but there are some instances where vaccinated people are coming in and being treated for the illness. So yeah, you can get it if you're vaccinated. You still should probably, wear a mask when you're out in public and things like that. Out in public, or at least indoors in public. The concern is the cases are still trending up. Even though here in Ohio County, somewhere between 60 and 65% of Ohio County residents have been vaccinated, which is pretty good. Gamble says that we need to have about 85% before we're actually going to see a decrease in COVID cases overall. I don't know. Check yourself. Have you been vaccinated? Has everybody in your family been vaccinated? Again, I've said this many times, but I'll say it again. I think that that it is your civic duty to get vaccinated. I think it is important just to keep you from spreading the virus, if possible. And the reason why we wear masks, it's not really to protect the person wearing the mask, it's to protect other people around you. It's a matter of courtesy. If you're a good person, wear a mask when you're out in public. Right now, at least, for now. And I know it's not pleasant, it's not fun, but it is really the thing that good citizens should do. And how this touched me, well, as you may know, if you've listened to the station for a while, you know that I have this Mystery Theater Unlimited comedy murder mystery company. And we were set to open our brand new show tomorrow night and also on Friday night at River City and at the View in Grandview Park. But we had to cancel the show because of COVID. We had to cancel the show because one of our cast members tested positive for COVID. So we scrambled a little bit to see if we could recast the show quickly, but with only a couple of days ahead of time, it was just impossible. So we had to cancel our shows. There was no way that we would put an actor out, working with other cast members and with the public who has tested positive. We're very cautious about that. So we'll cancel a show rather than put anybody into danger. So just know that. So it's touching many of our lives in many different ways. So that's pretty big. Something else interesting that I noticed, I wondered too. I'd like to talk to my old buddy Howard Monroe about this. He's the first person I thought of when I noticed this story. That the building that once housed the Rose Cafe over in Martins Ferry is now history. It's being torn down as part of Martins Ferry's urban renovation, and so they've been basically cleaning up that area. And the reason I wonder about Howard, because I know that was one of Howard's favorite watering holes at many times. So it's been closed for many years, so it's not going to change anybody's life too much. But I have great memories of the Rose Cafe too. It was just so much fun. My family discovered it at one point, and they were in those days. They had all that kitschy sort of humorous stuff, like you see now at places like Cracker Barrel. But this is before Cracker Barrel, and they just had all this stuff on walls you could look at, really humorous stuff, down-home stuff, antiques, things like that. And they had promoted a really fun atmosphere. If you had a birthday, they would come out and sing and clap their hands and stuff like that. Again, things that a lot of restaurants do these days. But the Rose Cafe, at least as far as in my experience, was the first in this area to do that. So naturally, we all went out for our birthdays, all my brothers and sisters. So Rose Cafe, even the building now is finally gone. Here's another thing, another little bit of local news that I thought was interesting. And again, if you want to pipe in on any of this, please do. Some time ago, Bluefield State College was trying to open its doors here in Wheeling at the old OVMC building. Okay, let me also sort of preface this or add in my take on this. And that I keep in mind, I'm an educator. I work for several local colleges, and so you might say I tend to be kind of loyal to them. And also, I graduated from one of the local colleges. And I got my bachelor's degree from one of the local colleges too. So I was a little concerned when I first heard that Bluefield State was trying to move into Ojai County. Like, why? We already have West Virginia Northern Community College. We have Wheeling University, the former Wheeling Jesuit. We have West Liberty University. We have Bethany College. We have right across the river Belmont College. We have Ohio University East. Why do we need another college here? I'm not sure anybody has actually done any research on this exact thing, but why does Bluefield State, why do they keep insisting on coming into this area? What unique programs can they offer that other local colleges can't? I don't know, but they're back. They're back again. Yes, they failed in their bid to take over the OVMC building in early June. But now they've just devised another way to extract finances, to extract money, tuition money from people here in the Northern Panhandle. They've decided that they're going to offer a $250,000. They're going to offer over $250,000 in scholarships for any student who wants to come down to Bluefield State and study. Not just engineering, but any of their programs. All right, so I don't know. That seems like a lot of money, $250,000. See, and it is. It's fairly substantial, but I don't know how much. They're not going to give one student $250,000 to go to college there. I'm not sure how much aid you can get there, but they're promoting it. They're trying to get new students, and for that, fine. I think if you can incentivize people to come with giving them partial scholarships or something like that, that's great. Meanwhile, though, if I were the provost of a local institution, I would be looking at what they're trying to offer and how they're trying to woo people away from this area. And would that, say, engineering seems to be one of their things. So should somebody here be offering an engineering program, and would it be financially viable? Every institution is different, facing a different set of challenges. I know Wheeling University has been having extreme financial difficulties, and they're trying to deal with that. Maybe they're offering a new program wouldn't really fit in with what they need to do right now. I don't know the ins and outs of West Liberty or West Virginia Northern and what they're capable of and what they're not, but I don't know. If I were in West Liberty or perhaps OUE, I'd be looking, especially West Liberty. I'd be looking at, okay, what are they offering where they can pull away local students that we could offer as well, and maybe do it at least as well or better, if not better.
I thought it was interesting. The first two scholarships they awarded, one was a Bel Air, Ohio resident, and the other one was Belleville, Ohio resident.
Ohio. Yeah. So these apparently, I don't think they would apply for. They would be eligible for in-state tuition, so they're going to pay a lot more in general. So yeah, that is. I didn't know that. Wade, thanks. In other news, the Build Back Better is running into some problems. President Biden's multi-trillion-dollar safety net bill is speeding through Congress, particularly the Senate, and the party is hoping, the Democratic Party is pushing this, and it seems like this is going to be a completely partisan vote, completely Democrats having a slight majority in both the House and the Senate are hoping that they can push this legislation through. And Republicans, with a very narrow minority, are hoping to stop it. I think the Republicans feel that this is a big spending program, tax and spend. It's what the Democrats always do. You don't just throw money at a problem. I think that's something of what the Republican argument is. The Democrats say we have not invested in infrastructure for 30 or 40 years in any significant way, maybe 50 years. And there are a lot of things that we aren't doing that we need to do. Democrats want to have 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave for all workers. They want to expand Medicare benefits to add dental, hearing, and vision. Because you know what? Old people also need dental, hearing, and vision. Probably they need dental, hearing, and vision more than younger people do. So they want to expand that, and they want to have some new investments that will bolster nursing homes and long-term care, and other things like that.
Butch, could you hear the music when I was playing it?
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
We're quite a bit behind time on a break.
Are we? Oh, we're gonna take that mid break. Okay, I didn't know that. Lola doesn't always do that. All right, let's go ahead and take our midpoint break, and when we get back, I'll continue talking about this bill that they're trying to get through Congress. You're listening to Butch Maxwell's Complete Waste of Airtime right here on the Watchdog Network. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Hoppy Kercheval. Join me weekdays at 10:06, right after the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe for Statewide Talkline. I'll have guests, conversations, texts, phone calls, on all the big stories affecting West Virginia. So tune in weekdays right here on FM 98.1 and FM 97.7, The Watchdog.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there is one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. Being in business for over 50 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
College football is back, baby. The Watchdog brings your favorite teams right to your speakers. Let's go, Mountaineers! On WKKX 98.1 FM and AM 1600. If hanging with Sloopy is more your style, WVLY 97.7 FM and 1370 AM is home to the Ohio State Buckeyes. The Watchdog is your home for the best in college football in the Ohio Valley.
Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News. I'm Chris Lawrence. COVID numbers continue to soar in West Virginia. Today's report from the DHHR showing another 1,352 positive cases in the last 24 hours, and that's driven up the active case total to 22,215. The state also reported 18 more fatalities today, and there are 813 people hospitalized. The highest was 818 on January 5th. 252 of those are in ICU, 132 on ventilators, and both of those numbers are pandemic highs. State coronavirus czar Dr. Clay Marsh uses a forest fire metaphor to talk about the current spread of the Delta variant.
And just like if you have a big roaring fire, the fire might start off in a few places, but after a while, if you have enough dry timber and have too few number of fire walls, that fire can start to consume more and more of the forest at risk and start to join and create one raging fire.
Now, Marsh said the firewall here would be a vaccination. More than 80% of those hospitalized are unvaccinated. Mask mandates for schools. Now up to individual county boards of education. Brooke County has mandated masks for all staff and students starting Thursday. Wyoming County made an identical decision to start their mask mandate for the next 30 days on Thursday as well. That amid a dramatic rise in COVID positives within the schools. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. The Nitro Police Department has a new ride, a Tesla Police Cruiser, the first in the state. Patrolman Matthew Haynes is using it.
We can go to the gas pumps, fill them up in less than 5 minutes. With this, you do have to consider charging. So our charger at the office, it can take up to 8 hours to charge from empty. So you do have to keep an eye on the battery life.
The city estimates it'll save more than $40,000 over 6 years in gas and maintenance costs. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
AutomotiveMap.com presents the Sports Flash, powered by The Score on the Watchdog. I'm John Thayer. In the latest college football top 25 polls, the top 5 are the same in both the AP top 25 and the coaches poll, with Alabama at the top, Georgia number 2, followed by Ohio State, Oklahoma, and Texas A&M. In the AP top 25 poll, Clemson, Cincinnati, Notre Dame, Iowa State, and Iowa round out the top 10. On the coaches poll, it's Clemson, Notre Dame, Cincinnati, Florida, and Iowa State to round out the top 10. The second of the 3-race round of 16 in the NASCAR Cup Series is Saturday night when they head to Richmond Raceway for the Federated Auto Parts 400 Salute to First Responders. NFL season kicks off tomorrow night, the Cowboys at the Bucs. Download the Score app today, lightning fast sports alerts, so you never miss a thing. I'm John Thayer with the Sports Flash, powered by The Score on the Watchdog.
Now is the perfect time to get a complimentary wealth planning review from a Fidelity representative. They can discuss ways to help grow and protect your wealth, from year-round tax-smart guidance to finding the balance between risk and reward across all your investments. Schedule an appointment to learn more about Fidelity's one-on-one approach to wealth management. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC.
For the ones who are always in the know.
Delivery confirmed.
For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hello, everyone. It's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. I'm a private real estate investor who can solve your real estate problems fast for cash. Do you want to sell and just be done with it? Okay, great. I buy vacant properties, boarded up houses, pre-foreclosures, and inherited properties. I also